Gurudev, in our country's history, there have been many challenging moments. We have had foreign invaders, we've been colonized. If I were to ask you this, that what brought us to that point? And now we are 75 years beyond shaking away the yoke of colonialism. How will our religion, our essential belief, what is in our culture has been given to us through generations, take us to a point where that never repeats itself? And if we are not as a religion, as a community, if we are not passive, how did that happen onto us?
Arnab, I can say it in one word.
Please.
It's infighting.
Infighting.
Infighting. If there was no infighting, if people were united, this would never have happened. Just a few hundred British soldiers could never have taken. A few hundred Mughals would have never have won this beautiful country. We were fighting. All the Maharajas were fighting. They were all embroiled themselves in their own little world. They never saw beyond their personal comfort to the comfort of the country. And those, like Maharana Pratap and Shivaji Maharaj, Sambhaji and all, they were being cheated and backstabbed by their own people. The history has told us many times. There were many Jaichans who rose up and for their petty benefits, for petty selfish goals, and they didn't care for.
Or is it that we lost touch with our own spiritual and cultural roots, which made it easier for us to become colonized?
Of course. A big vacuum was created on that as well. The religious leaders, spiritual leaders, instead of bringing spirituality to people, they waited for spiritual leaders, people to come to them, to their own places. So, you see, that was one time, but when the country is going through a tough time, it's a need for religious or spiritual leaders to go to people and provide them. See, in a very wealthy society or well-to-do society, people go to hospital, but sometime when there is a disaster, doctors need to go to the camps where people are. In the same way, spiritual leaders, instead of holding themselves just with rituals, they should have gone out and approached the people and comforted them from where they are, and encouraged them, instead of making them passively accept, जो हो रहा है होने दीजिए, सब भगवान देख लेंगे. This type of attitude has also been a blot on our history.
Is that why you travel so much? You're living out of a suitcase. You're always reaching out. Gurudev is always talking to large numbers of people. And sometimes I ask him, what are you doing? He said, I'm just speaking to some people. And then someone sends me the picture of the number of people he's speaking to. Once I spoke to him, I said, what are you doing, Gurudev? He said, I'm speaking to some people. And then someone who was next to him showed me, I think it was in South America, the number of people he was speaking to. And it's just incredible. I think this reach out is so important, Gurudev, what you're doing. And this reach out in an era of what is described as Westlessness. I've been reading this book by Samir Puri, Gurudev, where he says the West is not going away, but the influence of the West is on the decline. We must never assume that Western civilization will go away, but the influence of the West will be balanced by the emergence of Eastern civilizations. How do you view this, Gurudev?
I think the reverse is happening. The influence of East is taking roots in the West now.
Yes.
See, 45 years ago when we started yoga and meditation, yoga means people thought, oh, it's only for people who would stand in one leg and put all the ashes on them, maybe in the bank of Ganges somewhere. This type of narration was there. And today, Arnav, you have more than 2.5 billion people practicing yoga around the world. Yoga and meditation is more than $30 billion industry in US alone. So, yoga has become more an acceptable thing. Meditation has become so much more accepted. See, last year, December 6th, 193 countries came together and they wanted to declare, UN to declare World Meditation Day. This was not moved by India because we have already done the Yoga Day. Yoga includes meditation.
Yes.
But this was voted by many other countries like Mexico and Liechtenstein, small country like Liechtenstein. It says we need meditation because the wellness of mental wellness is of dire consequence or importance today. And so people find that meditation is the way. And so they all came together, and India joined them and said, of course, it's the route is here. So we jumped in and said, we will take this. Yes.